We don't want to confuse them. We want them to be impressed. It's like, wow, that was good. I don't even know what you're talking about. Maybe I'll ask later, maybe not. But you just want to sound smart. Then you go back over to W-2, that column. Hey, I work, I'm taxed, I spend. I work, I'm taxed, I spend. One of the good things that you can share with people as you're going through this is always, and it can help them relate to. And what I found out was, that's a good thing to say, you know, in between, you know, somebody saying, and what I found out was, as an employee, I work, I'm taxed, I spend. But what I found out was, when you're a business owner, your business works, which is you if you own a business, then you get to spend the money because you're the business, then your business is taxed. So that means as a business owner, you can get all your money up front. Decide what you want to spend it on, and then you get taxed on what's left. Then they go, wow. I can do that? Yeah. I mean, think about it. You've been taxed all your life. My presentation, sometimes I tell people, man, like the first time I got my check and I was working at McDonald's, making $4.75 an hour. That was my first job, 14 years old, right? I couldn't wait to get this job. My mama always told me, boy, you gotta have a job to make money, right? And she's like, you don't have a job. It's like on the time I played football, basketball, baseball, I was in a bass club, National Honor Society, a hip hop club. That was my first position as president in the hip hop club. I'm proud of it. But anyway, I was doing all that. I was making $4.75 an hour at McDonald's. And I would never forget the first paycheck I got. And I had already calculated how much money I was going to have. I already had made up in my mind what kind of shoes I was going to go get. I got that check, I'm like, what is FICA? What the world? I was like, man, I'm like, who is this? What's going on? Nobody else told me about taxes. But after a while, I just got used to it because it was always there, right? But then, as I started learning about finances and how things work, I understood that they didn't always have to be there. Because most wealthy people, the vast majority of wealthy people, don't pay tax on the front of you, do they? Okay. So then you explain that concept, break it down. Then, of course, as an investor, your money works, you reinvest the money, makes you more money. And you're paying the least amount of taxes in that category. So then you would say, let's go back over to the W-2, and then on the cash flow management is because most people are going to start their income shift in the cash flow management category. See, the first thing we like to do is show people how to minimize their taxes. How to minimize their taxes. There's 3 ways to minimize your taxes. If you know what the 3 ways are, and you've been involved for less than a month, raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. Share with us the 3 ways you can minimize your taxes. What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I like participation though. What are the 3 ways you can minimize your taxes?
What are the 3 ways that you can minimize your tax? Okay. Just you done it before, right?
Bingo.
Just you done it before.
2 more.
Eliminate your debt, eliminate debt. Okay.
So she got 1. Everybody give me a second one? Less than a month. Yep. That's right. You lower your tax liability, not lower your tax deductions. You want to increase your tax deductions. 1 more. Invest. So to be able to lower your taxes, just your W-4, start a home-based business, start investing. Those are the 3 ways you lower your taxes. Okay? So the first thing you show them, which anyone can do who's a W-2, is they can adjust their W-4. And then you want to explain that, hey, this is one of the methods that support strategy number 1 that most people get excited about because you can actually get money in your paycheck right away. you can get a raise in your paycheck like next week after we show you this. See, this is when most people get excited. They're like, what? So you really need to learn and understand this, and today I'm going to be walking through how to help them adjust their W-4. So you'll be able to see that, okay? B is minimize debt. Minimize debt. And increase credit. We're going to talk about that in training as well. Minimizing debt and increase credit, because you're going to tell them once they adjust their W-4, part of the strategy is to help them to start killing their debt immediately. We offer software that's going to show them how they can eventually start paying off their home, their cars, other credit cards, student loans, much faster than they would if they just paid their minimum payments. Because when they start killing all their debt, what's going to happen over time is they can start taking that additional cash flow they have and start doing what with it? Investing, so they can start building wealth towards their future lifestyle. And lastly, C is minimize expenses. So minimize taxes, minimize debt, increase credit, and minimize expenses. We talk about increasing credit, and that's when you want to talk about the Novae money product. We're going to talk about that today in training as well. Then you go over to the business income category and you let them know that A, by you investing $199.35 a month, it allows you to start a home-based business that can initiate this process for you of the cash flow management strategy. Because once you start a business, now you can adjust your W-4 and have additional credits on that form that's going to allow you to get more of your money right now. Okay? Now when I go back to typically I also talk about in that W-4 section how most people get excited about a tax refund because they're paying all year long, and then the tax refund, all that means is their money again. Because re means again, fund means money. That's another thing we say to kind of make them sound smart. Okay? And it's like, wow, I never thought about that. Re means again, fund means money. So tax refund means your money again. Like, why would you be excited about just receiving something that's already yours? In fact, it's less of it. They tax it when they give it back to you. But check this out. This is the whole scheme. They take your money all year long, they go invest it to make more money, give it back to you at the end of the year, but they tax it again. Instead, if you would have been getting it all throughout the year, don't you think you could have better utilized that to put yourself in a better financial situation? See, that's what the wealthy do. You always got to go back to, I've learned that's what the wealthy do. The individuals who are teaching me, they've been doing it for years. And you know what? Me and you are about to start doing it. Y'all see that? See, little stuff like that you got to catch. It's like because you're speaking in progression. Like throughout your presentation, you want to start walking them through it mentally that they already in. You know, once we go ahead and get your software, and you're going to see how we're going to be able to get you to something called your freedom goal in way less time. Let's say you put in all your information, and it's going to take you 100 years to get to $5,000 a month without working. But once we enter your information, and after we adjust your W-4, let's just say it's going to give you $500 a month. We're going to take that $500 a month, and we're not going to go buy rims or furniture or go on vacation. We're going to take that and start killing your debt. So instead of about 100 years, it's taking you to get to your freedom goal. Actually, what's going to take, maybe at this point, maybe 60 years. But then after we pay off those debts, we're going to take that additional money and also start investing in that. And we're also going to keep killing it as far as your house, your cars, different things like that. Now that 60 years may go down to 35 years. Because now your house note, your car note, all those credit card bills are now going straight to your investment account. Now you can be a cash millionaire just like Keto. So y'all need to use his story. Talk about paying out a few $100,000 of debt in a couple of years. Everybody needs to use his story. Why? It's the power of association. I tell people Keith's story. I was like, let me tell you about my good friend named Keith Tuck. You know, the power of association, because who doesn't want to pay off a few $100,000 worth of debt? The power of association. So after that, you go through, you talk about writing off your lifestyle, you know, how they can actually start, you know, writing off a percentage of, you know, different bills they're already paying, cell phone bill, percentage, you know, of the square footage of their home, their utility bills, meals and entertainment, travel. We're going to go through all that in the training so you get a different idea of that more in depth. On the form it says earn 1,000 per 7. 1,000 per 7. Okay, and basically, hey, look, this is an opportunity as well. It's optional, but it's an opportunity to actually build a business by sharing the strategies with these. Now, how many people do you know right now that can benefit from these strategies? You always ask me that question. How many people do you know right now that can benefit from these strategies? Now, most people would say what? Everybody. Now, if you ask them, how many people you know looking to make some money? Don't say that. Because most of the time in network marketing, that's the question. Now, how many people you know want to start their own business? Not many. Because most people are working a job. Most people never try to start a business. So you say, how many people do you know can benefit from these strategies? Totally different approach than traditional network marketing. Totally different approach. I'll take some questions if I got some time in the end.
What is the, oh, okay.
All right. So, everybody got that? Okay. Then we're going to go into, after we get into that, and if they want to go a little bit deeper into the compensation plan, let them ask, okay? Because you don't want to sell this as a network marketing presentation, to be honest, okay? Because at the end, most people are not network marketers. Now, your network marketers, yeah, you flip that bad boy over, you start doing that 25, 50, 1,000, talking about the residual, start adding up the potential. You know, we're in front of the room, we do that because we don't know who's in the audience, so we like to hit everyone. But the average person, you sit down, just stick to the structure of the form. Then, of course, you're going over as in the investor column, and then you're just basically getting in. You're talking to them about the opportunity to start learning the terminology and the different ways to put themselves in a position to start making money on their money. Getting in a position to start earning capital gains. B is dividends. And it's important for them to realize in order to get to that point, they got to realize the most important investment they have, and C is yourself. See, by investing $199 today, you invest it into yourself. See, you're the best asset that you'll ever have. See, this is your clothes, okay? See, you got to get good at C, because when you get good at C and get them to realize that, then they'll say, okay, you know what? Well, I'm worth investing in myself. See, if you're dealing with somebody that you may be a little skeptical about getting started, or they may be a little scared, you may say, listen, you know, when I took a look at this for the first time, I was kind of apprehensive because I really wasn't familiar with all the information. But what I started to understand was I deserved better. Don't you agree that everybody can pretty much relate to that? Especially if they're not where they want to be. Because people always get to a point where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they probably say to themselves, I deserve better. So that's how you got to get them at the end. It's like, you know, they might get emotional. Oh, you ready? Oh, I do. What's up? Oh, now this is persuasion, not manipulation, because they do need it, don't they? Okay? See, understand this. Most people, in fact, 87% of decisions are made emotionally. 87% of decisions are made emotionally, not logically. See, those of you who have an accounting background and you're all about numbers and you're all in the finances, and you sit down with people and you go through this information, and at the end they're like, well, let me think about it. And you're like, what do you mean think about it? I ain't got to think about it. Because you're just straight logical with them the whole way through. You're educating them, breaking it down, you're pulling out your little book, showing them all the little pictures you got from your finance seminar. They're not impressed by that. They're already scared. In fact, when you start going through all of that stuff and you kind of get off track, that's scaring them even more. Because they're thinking, well, I can't do that. That's why you want to stick to the phone. See, because they can do this. People will get involved with stuff they feel like it's something that's simple and they can do. Everybody follow me? So when you get here to yourself, you talk about, hey, you know, I realize that I deserve better. Y'all heard my tonality? I realize that I deserve better. You gotta practice it in the mirror. You know, you'll learn that in Champion Speakers Boot Camp. I call it pitch, tone, pace. And then at the end, we call it the power of pause. I realize that I deserve better. And then it just sink in into here, boom. That's why I'm excited, because I'm not only going to get this myself, but I'm going to help people like you get it too. See that? They like, man, let's get it. Let's get it. You know, and then you may have some other objections that you have to deal with on the back end, but you want to connect you. Everybody follow? Okay, so then we go through the 3 after that point. We go through the 3 after that point. There's the number 3, no thanks. And I always really take the number 3 off the table. When I say, okay, you either a 1, 2, or 3, the number 3 person says no thanks, I already have my financial situation together. I have perfect credit. I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in my investment account. I'm totally debt free, and I'm living the life of my dream. How many people are that? Not very many, right? So you want to go ahead and bag them out of number 3. And what I always do for the people who think they got it going on, I say, listen, but if you are that type of person, well, congratulations, because most people are not. But what if you took what you already done to get in that situation and you teach somebody? Y'all see that? I'm giving y'all some good stuff, man. I hope y'all just taking notes and not just shaking your head. Yeah, that's good. Because you ain't gonna remember me. Right. Then number 2, I say, hey, I'm in. $199.35 for the strategy. I don't want to build a business. I just want to get in for the strategy. And when I'm going through the 3 strategies, I'll tell you that, remember, number 2 is optional for people who want to go out and build a business sharing these strategies. Right? You get in and start a business, and we're going to show you how to do some things, but number 2 is optional. And let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened in a little bit after this. So that's number 2. And then number 1, personally, I want it all. I want the strategies. I want to make money building this business. I want to go ahead and change my life. I've seen multiple people. In fact, just, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was with our VP of Sales, Justin Owens, downtown Atlanta, at Atlantic Station, and we was meeting with a few young ladies, 2 young ladies, and one of them, and both of them were doing pretty well, in their careers, earning 6 figures, living nice neighborhoods, driving nice cars, but they're still stressed out because they work a lot, and because of their lifestyle, they're still kind of living paycheck to paycheck. So they was like, man, last year I paid taxes all throughout the year, and then I had to pay again when most people get tax refunds. So their W-4 form even jacked up, So they got educated on that. They were excited about it. And the girl said, she said, listen, I have never been interested in network marketing. She said, in fact, Justin, I've been watching you for the last few years, and I can never do what you do. She said, but this makes sense. I don't want to do the network marketing part, Justin. But I got a sister, cousin, my mama, and my neighbor. I want to get them over tomorrow. Can you come show them this? He said, I'm not interested in building a business, but I want you to show my mama, my cousin, my neighbor. I want you to come show them. Now, if they get started, do I get some kind of referral commission or something? But I want to build a business. That's okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah, you can get a referral commission. Go ahead and get them together. And that's it. See, but what is she doing? But it's not about what Justin wants. It's about what she wants. Everybody follow me? I want you to jot this down. Focus on being rich and not right. Focus on being rich and not right. There are so many people that got to be right. Nah, this is what it really is. Nah, what you mean? That is building a business. This is what you got against network marketing. This is more millionaires been created network marketing than any other industry ever in the history of the world. Network marketing, what you think is a pyramid? No, your job is a pyramid. That's what a pyramid is. You start at the bottom and you try to work to the top. I mean, you can start at the top and work your way to the bottom. And then they already out. That don't matter. Who you trying to impress? Just get them in so you can get paid. Help them change their life and get what they want. Stop focusing on being right and just get rich. Everybody follow me? You get in, you come to the training, and you need information. You start taking notes. Oh, I ain't gonna write that down because I don't agree with that. Oh, I hear what he's saying, but nah, I really don't think it's that way. You trying to be right instead of getting rich. The stuff I'm training on, this is not like philosophies. Now, of course, over time, I developed philosophies because I reached certain levels of success. But in the beginning, when I was broke, I stopped harvesting everything that was in my head because what was in my head had me broke. If I knew, I wouldn't have needed network marketing. Everybody follow me? Yeah. So you got to get to a point where you get out of your own way. You got to get out of your own way. Now let's talk about what to have available after the presentation, well, when you go to do your strategy session. And you just to have these things in your folder. Application. That's an associate application. So when they're ready to go, because listen, they're getting used to using a pen the whole time. That's why you want them filling out the form, so they can get their hand moving up. So they get their hand warmed up to fill out the application. Everybody follow me? Next, what to do when you're new. We're going to pass out that form after I do a little mindset training this morning. We're going to talk about that. That's what we use. And then, of course, the W-4 form. You want to have that on hand. Comp plan dot chart. A Novae money brochure. Now, you're not going to give them all of this right off the top. Application is something that you want to have ready right away. That's what you want to have when you go sit down with somebody. Let me explain something to y'all. See, people that are skeptical are typically scared. Everybody follow me? Like they got a fear that you're going to try to get over on them. They got a fear that you're going to scam them. It's like I always tell them, like, listen, if the company was trying to scam people, don't you think it would be for more than $100? Right? Don't you think they would get more than $35 a month? What kind of scam artist would we be? We're trying to get $200. Like, how many $200 could we get before we get caught? Okay? So that's just something for you to kind of share with people. You know, it's like, you know what, I thought, like, when people say crazy stuff, like, if it's not too off the wall, try to relate to them. You know what, I kind of thought the same thing in the beginning. See, that's before you hit them back with what it is. Everybody follow? Because when you relate with people, it makes them feel better about your response. Because they feel like you're trying to relate and not debate. Man, this is just, they ain't even really got started yet. That was good, right? All right. So, relate, not debate. I need to go back and take some notes on this myself. All right, so application. Y'all have the application ready. So when you're sitting down with them, like I was saying earlier about people are nervous, so you don't want too many movements. You don't want to have to get up, oh, you want to get started? Like today? Right now? Oh my God! Hold up, I'll be right back. I think the paperwork in the car. Hold on. It's like you ain't even been there before. Like by the time you're like, shoot, that people like I won't do it. So when you go sit down with them, you need to have you like a little portfolio, right? Little portfolio. When you get there and you start talking and you're just gonna slide this out of that portfolio now, consciously, right, unconsciously, they already saw you open the folder, you already pulled out this form, so it's not really gonna be that intrusive for you to be able to open the folder and pull out another form because you already did it already. Alright, now, I've studied how mine works for years, and I'm pretty good at this. I teach sales training, I've done that for corporations all across the country, also network marketing companies. So this stuff I'm teaching you is not something I think. This is stuff I teach people who make millions of dollars selling stuff. So when you sit down, you got your portfolio, you pull out your sheet, you go through it. They're getting used to writing because they got the pen in their hand. And at the end, then you want to pull out the application, right? You pull out the application, you say, hey, well, I want you to go ahead and put your name, put the name that you want the money going to in your bank account. Boom. And start filling out the information. Now, after they get the application filled out, the next thing we're going to get in is what to do when you're new. Okay? We're going to go through that. If you have time right away, you can go through the W-4 form if you understand how to do it. And I'm going to train you on how to do that today. The compensation plan document, if they want to know great details on the comp plan document. Most people right away won't want to know that. But if you're dealing with people that want to know information about compensation, and you can share that with them, then you want to go through it. If you can't share that with them, then you can give it to them and you can refer them to a video that walks through it. For example, like on our training website, the video I did at the Blueprint for Success last month, that's going to be going on the website where I do the whole training. We're going to be doing the training today on the compensation plan as well. And of course, Novae money brochures, and that's for people who may not want to join the business as a member right away, but most people have pretty bad credit. Okay, the Novae money can get them started on that, especially if they're telling you, well, listen, right now I'm trying to put myself in a position to buy a house. Okay, if they're saying I'm trying to put myself in a position to buy a house, typically they're trying to get their credit in a better position so they can be able to get qualified for a loan, right? So that's why you want to have that, because you can make great money selling people the Novae money product. We're going to talk about that as well. So can we hand this out, the 369 training framework, please? Then after that, we're going to get into a little mindset, and we're going to really kick the day off. We already going to a little mindset. Already kicking off. Good so far, y'all enjoying it so far? Oh, okay, yeah. Do that on break. You kind of all right, so we're going to jump through this really quickly. Can't really get one of those.
We need one more right here. We need two more here.
All right, so let's roll. Not much time, so start a little bit behind. Everybody got a form? Two down there? One up front. The 369 training framework, aka the power of the three. Understanding how the power of three actually works. This is kind of breakdown, just kind of gives you the mindset of the three different strategies. Number one, cash flow management, minimize taxes, minimize debt, increase credit, minimize expenses. So these are the things that we went through and we talked about. You know, one of the things that I talk about to really give you, especially when you have those people that, you know, are passionate about helping people to succeed and understanding that most of our communities are oppressed and there's a system that we really can't fight back against. And I really started explaining to them that this is the system. Government, banks, and big business. Those are the three largest entities in our country. And they have created a system to keep us oppressed. See, the system doesn't teach you how to flourish in capitalism. Because if the system taught everyone how to flourish in capitalism, it wouldn't be enough people to be capitalized on. But you can't get mad at it, you just gotta learn it. People went to school for years and they're being capitalized on every single day. So now we have a solution to this. We have a solution. And see, when you explain to people, why can they say, oh, this is a boatload of crap, this is, man, this is. They can't argue that. That's like gonna be saying, you're right. But you gotta get comfortable enough to have that conversation. And you're gonna get comfortable by just continuously having the conversation. Okay? So 2, business income, 50, 15, 5. We're gonna go through this a little bit later on in the day. We're talking about strategy 2. So we'll kind of skip over that. And then strategy 3 is investment income. And really just starting to understand the different levels. Say there's levels to this thing. All right, so you got cash equivalent, stocks and bonds, real estate, real assets. You know, so this is again put you in a position to sound real smart. When you start breaking it down to people, they will be like, wow, like you really know your stuff. You know? All you gotta do is just go over this thing, man, just every day. Spend about 2 or 3 minutes just going on cash equivalent, stocks and bonds, real assets. Cash equivalent, stocks and bonds, real assets. Breaking it down. So when you get to the investment category about becoming an investor, you know, we're going to take you through different levels. And you get those points right there, and you tell them what they're going to be getting each of those, they're going to be like, man, I need to get on his team. Why? Because everybody's always about the power of what? Association, power of association. So that's what's going to help take you there. And then our training gears, addition, multiplication, exponential. I mean, all those things we'll talk a little bit about when we talk about recruiting later on in the day. So this is something that y'all can hold on to, just kind of give you an idea of the 3 strategies. And you know, what is the most important thing to know when you're sharing that with people. So let's go ahead and talk about expectations. I'm really ready for this. There's going to be a few people, man, that's going to leave out here. It's going to be on a whole different level. Their mindset. I want you to think about what you expect, right? The power of expectations. What do you expect? What kind of expectations do you have in your life? The thing I love about this industry of network marketing is the training I've received has not only helped me become a top network marketer and earn millions of dollars, but it really has helped me to become a better person all around. I feel like that I'm a better father, a better husband. God bless my mom's soul, she passed away, but a better son. A better friend, a better educator. I feel like in my life I've become better all around because my mentality has changed. The way I think. See, when you change the way you think, this is a good one right now. When you change the way you think, you can change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you can change the results you get in your life. When you change the way you think, you can change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you can change the results that you're getting in your life. But your thought process is really going to be dictated on your expectations. So I want you to kind of consider that for a second. See, the difference between successful people and people trying to become successful is simply the level of expectation. What do you expect? See, I believe the reason why I came good in this industry is because when I would get up and speak, I would expect people to get excited. I would expect people to get enrolled on my team. I would expect to get a check every single week. Let me ask you about your expectation. See, right now, if you have a job and you go to work every week, you expect to be paid at the end of the what? At the end of the pay period, right? At the end of the week. If everyone gets a check on every other Friday, and if you go to work like everybody else, your expectation is to get a check every other Friday. But why is it when you get involved with what we do, you don't have that same type of expectation? Let me tell you why. Because it's not dictated on you just showing up. See, it's dictated based on what you do. Now, since you know that, you're intelligent enough to understand that you got to do something to get paid. So why not do something to get paid every time we pay? Because you lower your expectation. Because after a little bit of rejection, after a little bit of, well, I don't really know if I can do it, then you start to settle. See, you can't settle. You can't get into a routine of where you just